not particularly memorable. Benjamin Barker! Benjamin Barker!
One word describes Sweeney Todd: dark.
It's a story about how revenge is not a good plan. And it's a very dark show. It's not a happy musical at all.
It's an urban legend of sorts.
In fact, the story goes back to mid-1800 London and a published magazine called The Penny Dreadfuls. In the musical, the barber named Benjamin Barker is banished from the land by a judge who wants his wife. Barker returns years later as Sweeney Todd and seeks revenge.
Something I must find out now and alone.
Started to slit the throats of his victims and fell in with this crazy woman who decided that it would also serve them to bake them into pies.
That crazy woman would be Mrs. Lovett, played by 17-year-old Stephanie Ferguson.
Would you like a drop of ale? She has liked Benjamin Barker for pretty much all of her life, so she recognizes him when he gets back, and they end up becoming a team. And she's not very right in the head herself, so she does whatever she can to make Todd like her, or tries to make him like her.
No, don't touch her! What's the matter with you? It's only some meddling old beggar!
Including telling Todd that his wife is dead. But in the end, Todd finds out his wife was actually still alive, but was a crazy beggar woman he killed. And then Mrs. Lovett is doomed too.
So he ends up throwing her into the oven and killing her.
Others betray Todd too, including Pirelli.
I am Ottolfo Pirelli, the king of the barbers of Barbaro Pinze. Buongiorno, good day.
The Italian barber who was really an Irishman before he changed his identity.
The so famous Pirelli, I wish you to know who have the nerve to say.
And then he just goes on to become this really famous Italian barber that beats his workhouse slave Toby. And then he tries to blackmail Sweeney Todd when he figures out it's Benjamin Barker.
Todd kills Pirelli, of course, and if that's not twisted enough, the plot thickens with Todd's daughter, Joanna.
Joanna is 16 years old, and she is Benjamin Barker / Sweeney Todd's daughter, but she doesn't know it. She thinks both of her parents have died, so she's been taken in by the judge, and he's kept her locked up pretty much for 16 years, so she has a few little issues.
I think I heard a noise. I need another noise.
But there's hope for her in a character named Anthony Hope, played by 15-year-old Eric Gray.
Anthony, he's one of the few characters that is, he's not exactly crazy, but he's kind of obsessed with, he sees a girl in London, and he falls instantly, madly in love with her. In the end, he finally gets Joanna, and they sail to France.
The gory story is told through music, not just any music, but a Stephen Sondheim score as complex as the plot itself.
I like the dynamic range. For instance, you'd have big, loud orchestral things where the cast sings loud and strong, and then you'd have very intimate moments, like when Sweeney's talking to his razors in the song My Friends.
Like me, my friend.
And it'd be very closed in and very tight, and then all of a sudden you'd spread out and you'd have swing your razor high, Sweeney, and it would just be in your face.
At last, my right arm is complete again.
The notes can be really difficult, and Sondheim puts a lot of harmonies in there which are kind of hard to find. But as a bass, ours are really difficult, but we get along.
The fun thing there was that they had to learn how to harmonize with themselves and sing different parts all on the same words. And for many of them, that was a brand new experience.
A couple of them have been challenging for me, like the intros to them, trying to stay on pitch and everything.
I like that it's not just a fluffy musical, it really has a lot of depth to it. I'm in love with the music. I think it's beautiful.
The 5-week drama camp lets students work alongside true professionals, and kids rehearsed 6 or 7 hours a day.
They spent many, many, many more hours on their own, listening and learning the music on their own, so that I would teach them something one day, and the next day it would be better. And so that was a joy.
It's always morning in my mind.
The big question with Sweeney Todd, how to handle the bloody scenes. La Greca settled on red scarves.
It's really fun, and it's still rather gory, you know, even though it's scarves, it's gory. So go figure. This is one of our razors, and it still might be a little too sharp, but it just got like that. That's Pirelli's razor. Just thought our prop team was amazing. So that you could just go. So you can go strop, strop, strop. Oh, be ready.
Camp director Jeff La Greca is no stranger to the Arvada Center. He performed in past productions, but this is his first directing role here. Having grown up in Colorado, he spent the last decade in New York as an actor, director, and writer. The chance to return to the center to direct the kids' drama camp scored a hit with him.
I do love working with them. I think their energy is pretty amazing. You have to harness it sometimes, and sometimes it's very, very difficult, but I love their creativity. I love what they bring to it, their sense of, you know, where it's so new and they're just so excited about it.
It's so fun, it's so dark, it's a really hard show, even for professional actors, you know. It's crazy that we're doing it as teenagers. It's really hard, but it's so fulfilling once you get it finished, and it's fun.
Students performed Sweeney 4 nights, and at the end of the 5-week camp, called it a success on many levels.
It's like, you're not a teenager here, you're just another actor. So, it's probably the best part.
I make so many new friends, and it's just fun to get up every day and come and act.
I learned that you really need to band together if you want to make things happen.
His needs are few, his room is bare. He hardly uses his fancy share. The more he reads, the more he lives. He never forgets and he never forgives. Perhaps today you gave a nod to Sweeney Todd, the demon barber of Fleet Street.